Having money doesn't buy you instant knowledge of how to live like the rich and famous, because the rich keep their trade secrets close to the chest. We're going to uncover private clubs to private banks, how to wear a designer suit, or where all those books come from to fill a home library. And if you think that parking at your local mall is expensive, try parking a super yacht for a season. Here's a list of 15 ridiculous things rich people have to explain to poor people. Number 1. No amount of money can buy you some luxury brands today. When it comes to top luxury brands of shoes, bags, or watches, expect a waiting list of 20 years. Much-loved Louis Vuitton items have the longest waiting list in the world. In other words, if your partner's birthday is next year, you've waited too long to get them Louis Vuitton. A Web Performance Today report stated more than 57% of customers abandon their online transaction after 3 seconds of waiting time. Imagine waiting 20 years. That's how long the wait is currently for Daytona or GMT Master 2 watch styles. If you have a see now, buy now shopping mentality, then you'll be disappointed. It is truly the watch that money alone can't buy. Number 2. Don't buy the car if you can't afford the gas. The gas is the cheap part of owning a luxury car. Having a cool million to drop on a custom luxury car like a Lambo or Maserati isn't the end of the expenses. It might earn you some street cred like with any luxury purchase, but it isn't an asset that earns you bank, but rather it costs you money. In fact, cars, yachts, and jets will have you hemorrhaging funds for maintenance costs. If you don't have double the price tag in your bank account and ways of topping up your funds, you might find yourself sleeping in the back seat of your car just to keep it. And hey Luxers, while you're watching this video, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our other daily features. Number 3. The labels on suits aren't for show. Nothing says new money like keeping the brand tag on the sleeves of high-end suits or not removing the tailor's stitching. Designer suits have a tag on the sleeve just to make it easier for shoppers to know what the brand is without having to mess with the display. This wasn't meant to be a brand statement for the streets. Instagram is full of wannabe businessmen suiting up and putting their sleeve label front and center in their picture. But this is actually a total style faux pas according to the fitting room on Edward, which offers an excellent guide on how to prepare your new suit for public use. And while you're at it, remove the white tailor thread on the shoulders, the X of thread on the vent of the coattail, and the stitches holding the breast pocket closed. Now you're ready to shine like a wealthy suit wearer. Number 4. Budget air tickets aren't always cheap. You might score yourself a $100 ticket across the world to attend a business meeting, but you'll soon realize the buck doesn't stop there. There's a method to the madness of paying upgrade prices for air travel. Firstly, budget tickets are often from obscure airports. Ubers aren't available or will cost you a lot, and the trip takes ages. You'll arrive at your meeting frazzled. Budget tickets also leave at inconvenient times, so you'll be waking up at 2 a.m. to get a flight, or waiting in the airport until 3 a.m. for your transfer. Cheap tickets don't include luggage costs or meals, and don't forget to factor in a day's layover waiting in an airport for a connection. The bottom line is, when you consider all these costs, it can add hundreds to what you assumed was a budget trip. Some pricier tickets come with all-inclusive deals, including hotel pickup, lounge access at the airport, and a lie-flat bed, so you can save on hotels and other expenses and arrive refreshed. It's well worth it. Number 5. The biggest cost of buying a private jet is owning a private jet. Private jets don't just fly themselves, and hiring a pilot isn't what you want to go bargain hunting for. Once you have flown your Boeing off the showroom floor, that's when the real costs begin. In fact, we made an entire video about it because there are so many unforeseen expenses. You can check it out yourself, the real price of owning a jet. Number 6. Ice is ruining your expensive drink experience and is a bad mixer. You could spring for the most expensive bottle service, but it won't matter how you distilled your vodka or gin if you add a cheap mixer to it. And no matter how aged your whiskey is, if you pollute it with a block of tap water ice, then you can kiss that connoisseur status goodbye. Gloss Luxury Ice provides a premium ice that will complement rather than contaminate your on-the-rocks experience. If you're spending $1,000 a bottle on fine liquor, to mix it with some Schweppes is kinda sacrilege, and the wealthy know how to get the value out of their spend. Number 7. Stop buying travel insurance. You know that old saying, when you have money, people want to give you free stuff? Well, the same goes for a lot of banking benefits, but more on luxury banking later. For now, we'll zero in on travel insurance. When poor people travel, they often are strong-armed into buying travel insurance, and we agree insurance coverage is key to maintaining wealth. But the truth is, you don't need to buy a separate policy. If you buy your air ticket with a credit card, you usually get free insurance. Call your credit card provider and ask. Many household insurance policies also have a great travel extension that costs very little or is even free. And if you have a private medical plan, some accident and emergency care might be covered worldwide if you let them know you're traveling. If there's one thing that anyone with insurance experience knows, you can't double insure or both policies are invalid. So be sure to check you aren't already covered, or you might be throwing your money away. Number 8. Spending to be healthy is actually cheaper. You might think that health is expensive, but the rich know that health is priceless. It's far cheaper to spend to remain healthy than spending to fix your health problems later. Sticking to a good low GI diet can prevent you from developing diabetes, for example, whereas the high costs of diabetes medication are lifelong. You might think that investing time and money in your fitness is last on your priority list, but your career depends on you being healthy and energetic, so being anything less could be costing you earnings. Number 9. Steam silk. Here's a fast fact. When you can finally afford silk or other luxury fabrics, be sure to launder them correctly. Silk, for example, should rather be steamed instead of ironed. Not all fabrics are born equal, so be sure to read the label when you bring home your new bundle of joy. Number 10. Forget platinum banking, the Centurion card is what the rich use. You're not impressing the wealthy when you flash your platinum bank cards around. The rich are offered the honor of the Centurion card. This exclusive invite-only card is offered to the wealthiest individuals. It's estimated there are only 100,000 Centurion customers globally. Forget swiping plastic. This thing is made of titanium and goes by the street name Amex Black. Number 11. You can usually get a better hotel room. If you're booking through a big booking website, you aren't seeing the best hotel rooms on offer. It's better to book directly with the hotel. The next tip that the rich use is tipping up front. Tipping up front says, I trust you, and you're investing up front in a good stay. The front desk team hold literally all the keys to all the rooms, so always be kind. They have the power to place you near the ice machine or in the room with bad Wi-Fi if they don't like you. Number 12. Sparkling wine is not champagne. Just because it bubbles doesn't mean it gets the title of champagne. Only bubbly bottled in the French province of Champagne can take that title. A special age-old method is employed and specific grapes are pressed for the process. And also, don't be fooled that your local 2-for-1 sushi joint is serving up caviar on your salmon roses. Caviar only refers to unfertilized eggs or roe harvested from wild sturgeon. The stuff on your sushi is salmon roe at best. Due to overharvesting, wild sturgeon fish farming has increased to serve the growing demand while protecting the endangered species, which means the price of real sturgeon caviar has come down. Number 13. Leather care is essential. We love this quote from Sam Gill of Duke and Dexter. Leather shoes are like a brand new car. Treat them well and they'll return the favor. In other words, leather shoes need some TLC to maintain their luster. As A-Luxers, we know good quality leather shoes are worth every cent, and they'll be with you for life if you look after them with a bit of polish and dry storage. Number 14. A super yacht costs about $4 million a year to run. We promised to discuss the costs of a yacht, so here we go. As soon as you acquire your yacht, you need to dock it somewhere, and these costs will vary wildly. Expect to pay from $500 to $3,300 per day for anywhere noteworthy. Fuel varies depending on how much you move around, but the real big-ticket costs are crew salaries and maintenance of your yacht. This is something a lot of poor people who come into money don't realize and are quickly bankrupt by these luxuries. And if you want to go into some more detail, check out our dedicated video, The Real Price of Owning a Yacht. Number 15. You can buy books by the foot. This might sound completely bizarre, but there are online stores set up for interior decorators to fill up a client's library shelves by the yard. Forget these being the best-loved family reads or titles that inspired an illustrious career. They might not even have their spines cracked yet. So now you don't need to be as intimidated the next time you're invited into someone's private library for scotch. You might actually be the most well-read person in the room. Why not start yourself off with a little light listening on Audible? Your first book is free with our code, Alux.com. So Aluxers, that about wraps it up for today, but before you go, we are curious. What was the most surprising thing you found out as you became more wealthy? Share with us and our community in the comments section. Now, you stuck with us until the end, of course, we've saved a bonus for you. A Birkin bag is one of the must-have items among the elite wealthy. The entry-level bag costs more than $10,000. A used 2011 Hermes crocodile skin bag sold for $69,000 recently. But what makes brands like this so sought after? Well, in part the fact they're so unobtainable. This is a strategic move by the companies. Unlike Burberry, that might create a scarf or a keychain that the lowly could afford, or send stock to an outlet shop, or offer an end-of-range sale rack. Birkin and Hermes will never drop the price. The price tag is just as much a part of the brand as their handmade quality. Thanks for watching, Aluxers. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more daily videos.